Detective Morgan was already in Reigne Martin's office guest lounge, ready to present his findings on the given assignments by the CEO. After a brief introductory to Ariane, the two men came to discuss about his investigation.
Morgan first asked, "How does it feels to be our father to the little boy?" He was trying to navigate Reign's feeling about his so-called son.
Reigne responded satisfactorily. I couldn't measure this feeling I had about Justin. He was easy to love because he was affectionate, a charming kid, and smart, too.
I understand where that feeling of yours is coming from. Are you positive that Justin is your son, and are you not going to take a paternity test at all? Morgan asked with a keen sense of doubt.
Why are you asking me that question? What did you find out from your investigation? Morgan, you seem to worry me. Reigne smirked with a hint of doubt on his face.
Well then, I wouldn't go around the bush, Reigne, and after I tell you about what I found out, try to be rational, and the decision that you'll make will be yours alone.
Morgan brought out his journal and placed on Reigne's table all the evidences he gathered about Miss Sabrina Preston and her son, Justin.
Morgan begins. As you can see on the documents I collected, it was true that Miss Sabrina Preston was confined in that hospital as shown on the record's logo and had given birth to a baby boy. On the other bed was another woman who gave birth to a baby boy minutes after Preston gave birth, also to a baby boy. Two boys were born with a difference in minutes, but only one was alive because the other baby was stillborn. Sad to speak, this Elizabeth Smith who came in due also to give birth didn't make it after the baby came out.
Reigne took the record and started to read it. He became silent for a moment, trying to figure out what those documents revealed to him.
He looked closely on all the records, then, with confusion, asked with a puzzling look, why are there two records here of two different women? Sabrina Preston and Elizabeth Smith both gave birth to two boys, and one of them was a stillborn. So,
Morgan looked him straight to the eyes and queried, "Have you not figured out yet who's who and whose babies were those? Why do you think I gave you two women who gave birth on the same day, and two dead and two alive?"
This Elizabeth Smith is dead, and so was her child. So, what does it has to do with Brie and Justin? He looked at the documents again and the time. Both women gave birth, coinciding with the minutes that both came out from their mother's womb.
Morgan briefly explained, this Elizabeth Smith is recalled and was written down by one of the nurses who was taking some information from her, observed that she came to the hospital with shabby clothes, no cover to protect her feet and with bruises. She gave her name as Elizabeth Smith but no ID, no wallet, but the doctor came to help her give birth for it was her due. Morgan continued, it was also noted on that document that this Elizabeth Smith could have escaped from somewhere, and their suspicions could either be she was kidnapped and kept as hostage for ransom, or she could have escaped from an abusive husband. The hospital administrator could not decide about what to do with her body, so they reported it to the police, had it on newspapers and broadcasted it on TV. Then one day, her family came to identify and claim her, telling them that she was missing for months. They thought she eloped with her boyfriend, but also couldn't be found. Another thing was that it was puzzling how come she was like tied on her left hand and left foot, like being held as prisoner, which can be seen distinctly on the marks around her wrist and foot. These were disturbing for the family. Was she physically abused by a strange, heinous husband, or was she held as hostage for what when no ransom was asked? How was she able to escape? These made me more eager to find the nurse for more answers.
Reigne was phased, soaked with sweat. He couldn't believe what the documents revealed to him, that shivered down his spine.
I couldn't believe this could ever happen to a girl who might be kidnapped and was treated like a slave, then impregnated her. Then this girl gave birth to a baby boy at the same room, day and time with Brie. One was born alive and the other one was a stillborn. Could it be? Tell me I am wrong? Tell me.
Detective Morgan couldn't utter a word, knowing how it feels to know the truth. It's unbearable and painful, especially how he saw in Reigne Martin having Justin as a joy in his life. How far can Reigne Martin go throughout this ordeal he is suffering right now? How will this affect the rising anger within him in relation to his son, Justin? Part 85 follows.
If you enjoyed this episode, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This will continue to make my story even more interesting and exciting. Don't miss the next coming episode, and once again, I thank you for your continued support. See you in the next episode on my YouTube at Victoria Marinoval and TikTok.